Welcome to The Terrible Take, a mini podcast telling Steelers Nation what's on our mind. I'm Dave Bryan. The Pittsburgh Steelers lost Tyson Alualu to free agency a few days ago, and quite honestly, that surprised me. Heck, I would have bet you good money that Alualu would have been brought back on a one-year veteran qualifying contract so that he could end his career in Pittsburgh. Well, that didn't happen, as he has decided to return to the team he was originally drafted by, the Jacksonville Jaguars. With Alualu now out the door, that leaves a big hole at the nose defensive tackle position for the Steelers in 2021. Or does it? A lot of fans and analysts seem to have forgotten all about defensive tackle Carlos Davis, the team's seventh-round draft pick a year ago out of Nebraska. Instead, most seem to be focused on Isaiah Buggs as the one most likely to fill Alualu's big shoes. While Davis only played 59 total snaps in his 2020 rookie season, his tape showed some promise for such a small sample size. He ended the season with 6 total tackles, with one of those resulting in lost yardage. 4 of those tackles qualified as stops or failures for the opposing offense. Want a good look at Davis from the 2000 season? Go watch his tape against the Dallas Cowboys. We even have a film room on SteelersDepot.com for Davis from that contest that covers the 16 total snaps that he played. They weren't bad. For those thinking Buggs might be the answer to replace Alualu, keep in mind that he couldn't even get a helmet over the rookie Davis a few times late last season and thus was inactive for a few games as a result of that. Personally, I'm not really 100% convinced right now that Buggs is a lock to make the 2021 53-man roster. Obviously, Alualu leaving helps his chances, but with Chris Wormley back now on a 2-year deal as of Thursday, that helps the depth on the Steelers' defensive line some just the same. While Wormley maybe can absorb some of the snaps in the middle of the defensive line with Alualu now gone, that's not really his ideal spot. In closing, we'll see how the rest of free agency plays out for the Steelers, at least a portion ahead of the 2021 NFL draft taking place. Maybe the Steelers will find an experienced nose defensive tackle type on the cheap to help absorb the loss of Alualu. Maybe they won't. If they don't, and assuming they don't address the defensive tackle position at some point during the draft, which it would be nice if they don't have to, look for the second-year Davis to get a legitimate crack at being the base 3-4 nose in 2021 and maybe even occasionally play some in some packages. I'm not saying he's a Pro Bowler by any stretch of the imagination, and definitely not with 60 snaps played. There isn't a lot to go on. What I am saying is do not sleep on Davis moving forward into the offseason. At the very least, give him the same amount of consideration that Buggs seems to be receiving right now as we all wave goodbye to Alualu this week. Be sure to follow us at SteelersDepot.com and check out episodes of The Terrible Take every weekday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. And check out The Terrible Podcast with myself and Alex Kozora every Tuesday and Friday.